Hi, Ahmad Daphne here. Hope you're well. Thank you for your email and your new essays. Well done working so hard through the course. Let me just try and answer your questions here rather than typing to you. C2 format. Yeah, it's great for agree, disagree, advantage, disagree. Problem solution is a little bit different. Double questions, I'm not sure what you mean by that. The format basically is there to help you at the beginning of the course to organize your essay to make it coherent. We do not recommend that you learn this because the examiner will recognize it as a template. It's important that each essay is different and each essay is yours. So it is there to guide you. Problem solution, you can use elements of this, like this is because, or the main reason is, but obviously you can't use exactly the same. So you wouldn't use on the one hand, on the other hand. You're a confident writer, you know what to do. So take the bits you like, but don't use the other bits. Okay, we'll monitor this as we go along. Task 1, yes, is complicated. Ben and I are doing a lot of podcasts on Task 1 at the moment, so make sure you're subscribed to the podcasts. That will really help you. Any tips? Practice. Practice, practice, practice. It is really a question of becoming familiar with what to do and just literally doing one every day. You don't need to send them to me, but look at our website. You'll see lots of examples. Just keep practicing. Remember, it is very different from task 2. You are writing a report, so the language that you're going to use is very different from the language in task 2. Okay, I'll try and help you as we get into this correction. Let's have a look then. So you've got shoe sales. Okay, image represents bar chart. So you could just go, the bar chart represents the amount of leather shoes in 2 different countries, brown and black, amongst, amount of leather shoes sold. You need a verb. Okay, 9 different countries. The y-axis is the quantity. Yes, you don't need that line. That can go. Remember, keep this really clear. That is telling me what the x and y is, basically. So you don't need to go into any more detail than that. What you do need, remember we talked about this before, now you need a sentence saying overall. Okay? Overall, yeah, and then you're going to give me the biggest numbers. So overall, yeah, the highest total number of shoes were sold in Hungary, whereas the lowest of brown shoes was in Belgium. Yeah, sales of black shoes in other countries were, or in 3 countries were quite similar. Something like that. Just give me an overview. Imagine I can't see it. So you want your first sentence there, then your overall general sentence, and then your 2 paragraphs here, which is the kind of interesting bit. Okay, about 55% of countries prefer brown leather shoes over black leather shoes. Okay, interesting. Germany, Poland, and Hungary recorded the highest sales of brown. Don't need that. Just go exceeding 100,000 shoes, while Poland was the highest. So remember, past tense, because it is 2017, was the highest, okay, at 120,000. Was the highest in sales, because was the highest what? Was the highest in sales at 120,000. France, UK, Ireland, Holland ranged just past simple, not continuous, between 70 and 100,000. Belgium being the lowest. Okay, or but easier here might be Belgians purchasing the lowest. That would be clearer because being the lowest is like being the lowest what. So purchasing with Belgians, so ranging Belgians purchasing the lowest at 100,000 shoes. Okay, good, very nice. Whereas Italy, you don't need a comma there. Whereas Italy, Hungary, and Belgium had higher requirements of black leather shoes, exceeding 100,000, with Hungary being on top of the list. Yeah, really nice. So rather than that, could be more like you could put that up here, okay, but tended, it would have to be past simple here. You need one more sentence coming in here to make it a little bit longer. You could put in something like Brown sales of what do you got? Hungary, Belgium. Okay. You need one more sentence, something like that. Something like in Germany, Poland, and France. Let's link those three together. So we're grouping those three. So so sales of sales of brown shoes almost doubled those of black. Almost doubled those of black in Germany, Holland, and France. Okay? Or Poland, maybe Germany, Poland, and France. So group the data together. So one more sentence here. Sales of, what do we say, brown, almost doubled those of black in X, Y, Z. Okay? But what I want to show you is this structure. Almost doubled those of is quite a nice structure that you could be using. Otherwise, that's a really nice answer. So build on the overall sentence. What I've done here, I have included another answer from one of my students, which I think is a good answer. Okay, it is 180 words, something like that. But it just gives you a clear layout. So it tells you what it is overall. It gives you the data and the data. Okay, so that is quite a nice way to lay it out. It should look like this, your answer. Okay, all right, I hope that's helpful for you. You could take a screenshot of that. Okay, all right, let's get into your task 2. Countries with a long average working time are more economically successful than those which do not have a long working time. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this, experts throughout, is lovely, but to be really honest with you, for me, it's quite long. So I think you could quite successfully change this into thinking, who would be talking about this? So corporate leaders and professionals have debated. So for me, and you could have global if you want. It doesn't globally. Okay. For me, this is more like band 7 because you're giving me more vocabulary. Okay, I've got the same idea as Ben. Okay, but I'm getting more vocabulary in here. I'm saying corporate leaders, so this is businessmen would talk about this, and professionals have debated whether countries with culture of long working hours are more economically effective compared to those with normal. Okay, we've got working hours, quite a lot in here. Long working hours is okay. Those with normal patterns you could have. So don't repeat yourself. That's really important. Okay. Personally, I strongly disagree. Okay. Disagree with what? Okay. I strongly disagree that working. All right. Okay. Join this together because otherwise, personally, I strongly disagree. Boom. It's a bit short. It's a bit abrupt, but you could link it. Personally, I strongly disagree. And this essay will argue that long working hours disadvantages. Okay, you need to have. We'll argue that the disadvantages of long working hours outweigh advantages. So the disadvantages outweigh advantages using examples. Okay, that's lovely. Now, also, I would recommend here immediately you change this and you use examples personal to your country. Okay, I don't know where you are in the world. Tell me where you are. But use examples from a newspaper in your country or a university in your country. It makes the essay more personal. Okay, it's an important point. On the one hand, there's ample evidence that employees with standard working hours tend to be more beneficial to their organisation and country because workers with fixed working hours be in a healthier condition, which has a direct effect on their performance. Through their good physical and mental shape, they can add more value to the corporation, which will reflect in their financial performance and have a direct impact. Nice. In ITS, so ITS is the company, financial performance of the company, okay, not there. It's financial performance. Rather than shape, bit informal, I would use condition. but otherwise super writing here, really, really good. And have a direct impact on a better economical result. So a result, singular, for the country. But you could put and in turn, because you're like one thing after another thing. For example, recent research demonstrated that 90% of the population believe that healthier employees are more productive and help the company to reach their planned. Yes. Okay. Yes, the example is okay. I mean, it's very beautifully written, but Anna, you've linked it back to health. I would prefer your example to say something like, believed that in working standard hours, they protected their health. Yeah, I think your example could link a little bit more to this point. Okay. Um, yes, healthy, but get it back to working hours. It's conclusively clear are beneficial. Yeah, okay, that's really nice. But for the whole economy. Okay, that's fine. Really nice. Well done. On the other hand, some argue that countries with long working hours countries have, watch out, noun verb agreement, have shown great results for the economy. Okay, it's getting a bit repetitive. Economy, economy, economy. Okay, can we just change this a bit? Why don't we have been shown? Get a passive in there to be more successful. Just I'm getting a passive verb in there, and to be more successful. I don't need to keep on repeating for the country. This is due to the belief that with stretched, prolonged would be a better word. Prolonged working hours, the staff will have time to generate higher revenues and diversified deals that will impact the whole. That could, now don't use would here, could, use the modal verb suggesting, impact the whole situation positively. In which, rather than in which, I would put under this scenario or with this trend, business would close for only a few hours before it is active again, or before becoming active again, which helps in creating more profits. Good. Oxford published an article stating that many companies in Singapore have benefited. Watch out on this noun verb agreement. You must get this right at this level. Have benefited from extended working hours. Have usefully benefited. Your adverb has to go before this verb. From extended working hours, which was reflected in the country's economy, showing a noticeable increase in GDP. Really nice. That is a great example. This is very, very good writing here. Well done. You should feel confident about this. Very neat. From the arguments given, I firmly believe that controlled working hours could have. Yeah, my favourite words. Might, may, could. Yeah, you are suggesting. You don't know. You're suggesting for this essay. Hugely adverb before the adjective. Optimistic influence, not only for the country, but also for companies and strict policies. Yes, well done. In order to, maybe. Okay, very nice writing there. You've done that really, really well. Watch out, don't repeat yourself. Okay, quite a lot of the time you're using the same words. Try to paraphrase yourself. Okay, remember the examiner wants to give you marks for great vocabulary, but they can't do that if it's repetitive. But those are two very good tasks. Well done. You are doing really nicely. Fantastic.